Storyteller, a book about building stories. Introduction. At the end of this book lies a crown. It is bestowed only to the finest storytellers of the realm. Every page is empty, save for a title. It is your duty to fill these pages with the most captivating tales. Complete this book and prove yourself worthy of the title of Storyteller. Life and Death, Chapter 1, Love. Adam starts alone, finds love, and dies happy. Make a story with this title. Adam. And Eve. I played this game, the demo of this, and enjoyed it. I bought it on release day. I am a little nervous now. The ratings of the game is not that high. Let's hope we're doing good. All right. Life and Death, Chapter 1, Heartbreak. Eve dies heartbroken. There we go. The Afterlife. Seeing the ghost of a lover. Oh, here we go. Broken Hearts, Chapter 2. Recovery. A heartbreak is healed. Heartbreak is healed without any death. The Miracle. A heartbreak is healed. Aww. Unlucky. So then Bernard remarries Isabel. They'll know that. Everyone rejects Edgar. Stories can use fewer frames. Surviving spouses of comfort. Then that just leaves these two. Apparitions, Chapter 3. Edgar shocks himself. Dismay. Rejected by own spouse. Yeah. Remarried? Did he remarry really quickly? A reunion? Heartbroken spouses are reunited. A calamity? The Cellar, Chapter 4. Poison. Lenora drinks poison. Tragedy. Double poison. Someone drinks poison twice. Wrath. Isabel remembered. Envy. Isabel commits a crime. Isabel commits a crime, but everyone meets their demise. Beauty, Chapter 5. The Curse. The curse is lifted. Deceit. A prince saves Tiny. The competitor. Which becomes the mirror's favorite? Inclusive. The mirror praises everyone. Peachy. Katie. Katie and Peachy. Katie. Peachy, Katie, and Froggy. The Manor, Chapter 6, Murder. The Butler's Rampage. But the weapon, Duke feels relief. Fingerprints, a detective arrests a murderer. Innocence. Detective arrests an innocent. The Crowned Intrigue at Chapter 7. Rivals. The Baron and the Knight. The Knight is revived. The Knight kicks the Baron. The Baron is revived. The Baron kills the Knight again. Then the Knight's ghost scares the Baron. For death. The Rescue. The Queen marries. The Baron kidnaps the Queen. The Knight frees the Queen. The Knight and the Queen get married. Usurpers. Everyone sits on the throne. The Baron kills the Queen. The Baron sits on the throne. The Knight misses his Queen. The Queen's ghost kills the Baron. And the Knight sits on the throne. The Suitor. The Queen marries. The Baron kidnaps the Queen. The Baron dresses as a dragon. The Baron, disguised as a dragon, saves the Queen. The disguised Baron marries the Queen. A fearsome dragon. Secrets, Chapter 8. Red-handed. A detective arrests a murderer. The butler takes the gun. The detective sees. The butler kills the Duke. And the detective accuses the butler. Thief. A butler gets fired. The Baron watches. The butler takes the gun. The butler looks for the Duke. The butler doesn't find the Duke. And then the Duke accuses the... And then the Duke accuses the butler. The butler got fired. Revenge. A spouse gets vengeance. The butler takes the gun. The Duchess watches. The butler shoots the Duke. The butler puts the gun back. The Duchess takes the gun. The Duchess avenges her husband's death. The Duchess gets the butler arrested. The Duchess is watching. The butler takes the gun. The butler goes to the ballroom. The Duchess tells the detective the butler has the gun. The butler shoots the Duchess, and the detective arrests the butler. The Duchess gets butler arrested, but the Duke isn't home. Chapter 9, Justice Treason. The usurper dies. The Baron kidnaps the Queen. The Baron sits on the throne. The Baron has the Queen executed. The Knight kidnaps the Baron to avenge the Queen. The Knight sits on the throne, and the Knight has the Baron executed by the hand of the Knight. Unforgiven. A knight loses his head. The knight sits on the throne. The Queen is revived. The Queen kidnaps the Knight, and the Queen sits back on her throne. Queen has the Knight executed. Amnesia. The execution. The Queen marries the Baron. The Baron kidnaps the Queen. The Queen gets amnesia. The Baron kidnaps. The Baron releases the Queen. The Baron and the Queen marry. And then the Baron has the Queen executed. And the queen has the Baron executed. The Misfortune. The queen suffers 4 tragedies. The Baron kidnaps the queen. The Baron sits on the throne. The knight frees the queen. The knight and the queen get married. But the Baron has none of that and has the knight executed. And then has the queen executed. The King, Chapter 10, Noxious. A mutual toxic love affair. They fight. The queen suffers amnesia. The king suffers amnesia. The king and queen fall in love, but they fight again. The bite. A double execution. An affair. The king, the maid, but the queen sees. The queen has the maid executed, but the king has the queen executed. Double execution where the king takes revenge. Where double execution, the queen takes revenge. Promotion, rags to royalty. The queen, the king, and the maid are back at it. The queen sees. The queen kidnaps the maid, but the king releases the maid. The king has the queen executed, and the maid and the king marry. Machiavelli. A baron rules alone. A king and a queen marry. The baron kills the queen. The king remarries the maid. The king and maid marry. The baron kills the king. The baron marries the maid. And the baron kills the maid. Monsters, the werewolf. Bernard drinks poison. Bernard meets Juliet in the woods. But Bernard is a wolf. Bernard attacks Juliet. Bernard is sad. Bernard finds what he has done. And he drinks poison. The Queen gets the Baron arrested. The Baron disguises as a dragon. The Baron scares the Queen. The Queen tells the detective about the dragon. The Baron puts the dragon suit back. The detective looks for fingerprints. And the detective accuses the Baron. The vampire. The vampire bites Mina. Mina threatens the professor. Professor tells John what he has to do. John stakes the vampire. Mina is cured. Mina and the professor in the ballroom. The professor. The monster is slain. Bernard as a werewolf. The Baron dresses as a dragon. The Baron and Bernard meet in the woods. The Baron puts his disguise back. The Baron tells the professor of the wolf. Baron kills the werewolf. The Baron dresses as a dragon. The dragon scares Professor. The Professor gives Bernard a gun to kill the dragon. A human Bernard shoots the dragon. Chapter 12, Drama. Oedipus. Hades murders father and marries mother. Hades and Peachy, Tiny and Peachy, marry. Peachy and Hades. Peachy tells Hades she loves Tiny. Tiny and Haiti. Tiny tells Haiti, I am your father. Haiti pushes Tiny off a cliff. Haiti and Peachy marry. Peachy tells Haiti, I'm your mother. The Grudge. Tiny avenges his brother. Haiti and Greenie, I am your father. I am your father. Haiti and Greenie fight. Haiti pushes Greenie off a cliff. Tiny does a seance to find out what happened to Greenie. Tiny does a seance to find out what happened to Greenie. Tiny pushes Haiti off a cliff. Haiti is murdered by his daughter. Haiti and Peachy, I am your father. Peachy and Greenie have an affair, but Haiti sees. Greenie and Tiny have an affair, and Haiti sees. Haiti pushes Greenie off a cliff. Peachy has a seance to find out what happened. In anger, Peachy kills Haiti. Tiny and Haiti wait forever. Haiti and Tiny. 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 They both leave, but return. Bonus titles. The novels. Final chapter. Mad husband. Edgar murders his wife. Edgar marries Lenora. But Isabel wants to marry Edgar. And he tells her, but I'm in love with Lenora. Isabel poisons the wine. Lenora drinks the wine. Edgar marries Isabel. Edgar has a seance to find out what happened to Lenora. Lenora tells him. Edgar poisons the wine, and Isabel drinks the wine. The mini Hamlet. Greenie tells Tiny, I am your father. Bluey tells Greenie, I am your father. Greenie marries Peachy. Katie tries to marry Peachy. Peachy tells him, I'm in love with Greenie. Katie pushes Greenie off the cliff. Bluey tells Haiti, I am your father. Tiny holds a seance for Greenie, and Greenie tells him who killed him. Tiny pushes Haiti off a cliff. The loose end. A duke shoots a detective to avoid prison. The duke watches. The king and the duchess fall in love. The duke takes the gun, but the duchess sees. The duke shoots the king. The duke looks. The duchess tells the detective about the king. The duchess tells the detective about the duke. The duke shoots the detective. A love revolution. A knight and a maid murder the monarchs and have an affair. The king and the maid, an affair. The queen sees. The queen kidnaps the king, but the maid frees the king. The king kidnaps the queen. The knight frees the queen. The knight kills the king. The maid kills the queen. Knight and the maid have an affair. Romeo and Juliet. Lenora falls asleep. Dog's kiss. A mutual ghost fright. Oh, the butler serves a drink to the Duke, but the Duke wants a martini. The butler gets a gun. The Duchess sees. The butler goes to the ballroom, but there's no Duke. So the butler puts the gun back. The Duchess. The Duchess drinks martini. The Baron executes the Queen. The Baron executes the Knight. The Knight and the Queen have a happily ever after. The detective sees the dragon. The Baron puts the disguise back. The detective investigates. The Baron puts the costume back on. The detective arrests the dragon. John finds Mina a vampire. John tells the professor. John stakes Mina. And John stakes the vampire. And the professor cries. Bernard falls in love with Lenora. Lenora tells Edgar no. And Edgar drinks poison. The queen kidnaps the maid. The king frees the maid. The king kidnaps the queen. The knight frees the queen. The knight kidnaps the king. The maid frees the king. The maid kills the knight. Alright, and that is the last achievement. And now, we are wearing the crown. The epilogue. Marvelous. Throughout these pages, you created tales of love, ambition, intrigue, and vengeance. You have proven yourself worthy of the crown and the title of Storyteller. Now it is time to close this book, ponder about the possibilities of the future, and go fill the pages of your own story. The end. Alright, so that is the end of Storyteller. I enjoyed my gameplay. It was a really short game, and for its price point, I think you have to weigh that out. It took me an hour, and that is with me going back and getting all the achievements. So I don't know how to feel about that, but take that as you will. Thank you guys for keeping me company, and I will be back soon with something else.